Hi everyone, welcome to the Movieception Show. My name is Fariba, and today we're about to watch, I believe, the 6th episode of The Boys Season 5, which means that after today, we only have 2 episodes left, and that's it. The show basically ends, which is kind of insane because, again, as I said, it's been a long journey going through this series, but also I know for a fact that a lot of us are very anxious to see how this show's gonna conclude, because I mean, I'll say from experience, I haven't had the greatest when it comes to shows ending and hitting their final seasons. I've yet to have one where it's really landed like near perfectly, or at least satisfactory. Now, of course, with The Boys, like, this one's a little bit of an interesting situation just because it is kind of getting a little bit close to reality in a sense, but we are seeing how things are progressing. We know for a fact that Homelander is still searching for the V1. We know for a fact that apparently Bombsight is still alive, and therefore he's probably the key person to whether or not either Homelander is gonna be immune to the super values that they created, or somehow the boys themselves would have possession of the item. And now, of course, we're seeing Soldier Boy is cozying up to his son, which is a very interesting twist of events, because we know, in a couple of seasons before that he wanted to, off him, and now here we are, things have changed. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that we still have to cover the grounds of. There's only, again, like after today, there's only 2 episodes. So hopefully we are starting to get closer to the end of this narrative and basically the end of the show. Fingers crossed. And so, yeah, I don't want to wait any longer since the episode has been out. So without further ado, let's get right down into episode 6 of The Boys Season 5. He looks very familiar.
I kissed her, she kissed me.
Thanks for visiting VMC Theaters, where it's always a super day for the movies.
AMC theaters exist.
I shoved my grogger up her Hummintashen, if you catch my drift. We fucked.
Just don't forget to clean out the nacho cheese spigot.
Hey, thanks for visiting VMC Theaters, where it's always a super corn buckets.
Oh, this is based on the Dune thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
based on Dune.
my totally
Dune
legit and
popcorn.
believable real name.
You're all
Come to VMC theaters to laugh, to cry, to see our
To-
biggest
oh my
heroes
God.
on the biggest screens.
They're
And to
knocking
get a
off Nicole
complimentary
Kidman.
deep popcorn bucket with every large one of
That
us.
indescribable
The
feeling that we get.
indescribable feeling we get when the lights go down and we go someplace we ain't never been.
They told Homelander about V1.
Doesn't matter. Point is, Homelander finds it, it's game
Marathon
fucking
Man.
over. Ah, goes off.
You sound like Butcher now. You know that? It's not a great look for you, kid.
Ideally, no.
Yo, you guys seen Firecracker? She's gonna come on the pod.
Have any more room in the boat for non-believers?
I like boats. Mean boats are like.
Just off the coast of Alaska. Anyway, when we announce Homelander as our Lord and Savior, the Saudis are gonna feel some big feelings. We need that pipeline fully operational and those protesters gone.
Gone.
Lord have mercy. What in the world is going on?
We'll shoot a PSA announcing
This
the
is
pipeline
like-
is safe and fish
Are
love
you
it.
sure Eric Kripke
No, it's just
isn't
a
a
fish.
foreteller or something? A fortune teller?
Seems like they kind of
Clairvoyant?
fucking hate them.
24 hours.
Good. Stick it somewhere. She pissed on me once.
Yeah, he's a charmer, but you can help us find...
At all?
Golden Geisha had a very steamy fuck scene with Eric Estrada in Operation Orient. Very progressive for the day.
Oh,
But hey,
Kimiko
if
seems a
anybody can
little
get a
too
message
turned
to
on by
Bombsight,
that.
villages.
Vought Villages.
Mm-hmm.
It's a retirement home for soups.
With his vault. and
Ah,
they have tight
so like
security,
the
but
villages
you
in
can get and
Florida.
keep a low profile.
Does the Pope shit in the woods?
People are so predictable. Plan B it is.
Need assistance?
Nope, I am all good. So just stand down and stand by.
Confirmation code.
Ginger
can.
snap.
Move by yourself.
I don't care how they did things on the reservation. You're in the big city now. Here, I'm the chief.
He smells smoke.
That's crazy. I don't smell anything.
What does that smell? It's like hand sanitizer and lasagna?
That's what death smells like.
Oh.
That in Marsha Mason's triple banger.
There
Oh
are
my
enough rubbers
God.
on Earth for me to fuck you again.
Just here to
Kimiko
talk.
looks too comfortable.
She with you?
Kimiko, hi. Wow, I'm a fan. Big fan. Huge fan.
Oh, is you had yellow fever?
Be pushing daisies anyway. The fuck does that mean? What is it? Marvin, talk some sense into him, would you?
Which is the only
Petroleum has an all-new offshore pipeline in Alaska that will bring patriotic energy independence to our proud nation. Isn't oil bad for the environment? No! Oil is
provide low-income housing for our most vulnerable fish communities. And most importantly,
I don't
swam
think
down
that sounds
there and
right.
inspected the pipeline personally. It's completely safe.
Top 5 what?
Things to do with you.
You're saying that like this is the last time we're gonna get to do this. Hey, listen to me.
Makeup is gonna need you in the chair, 6 a.m.
They can feather my nut hair. I'm busy tomorrow.
For him, with orders not to tell you.
Where's Soldier Boy's head in all this?
You were right. He's thinking about helping Homelander. Like, he's kind of proud of him, but he doesn't want him to know that he's proud of him.
Oh.
So what's the plan?
Don't worry.
Okay.
By the morning,
Queen
B1 will be
Maeve?
toast.
Where are you going?
Gotta cut my tracking chip out. Never come in here again.
Oh, that's bomb site.
It's just Henry's noticed that I've put on a few pounds.
Getting hefty, are ya? You must not be using Vought brand weight control tablets. Just take one with breakfast. Or better yet, instead of breakfast.
The Ozempic of the 40s. Oh wow, he is turning into Butcher.
This one's for you, Em.
Fuck you.
Just come on down to the fifth floor.
You so wrong.
Oh. Oh.
Come on, rub it. Rub it with your thumb. Oh, yes.
Reite ihn.
Oh.
Reite meinen Stumpf mit deiner...
What the fuck was that?
I can explain.
That was Clara. You told me she killed herself.
She did. After Ryan did that to her. It's his fault.
So then what? You locked her in your apartment like some kind of...
I did everything
Oh,
I could
was this
to
planted
keep
by
her
Sister
alive,
Sage?
to make her happy. I didn't know how. Because I loved her.
Please tell me.
And so did you.
She's his. Ooh.
You're goddamn right. What she would want. You knew her for 5 minutes. I was with her for decades.
Hold on. This is set up. Someone's fucking Sage. It's Sage.
Oh,
You
so he
see?
figured it out.
She's trying to screw with us.
Good.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Homelander, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'd feel relieved, but I just feel sad. I mean, she's a human.
Homelander killed her.
He's right. He got all that right.
Machine? Yes, a lot.
He's right.
Oh!
I know. Villain switches sides in the final hour. What a twist. Shock that never happens. But unclench.
That's a good idea.
That would go against our mutual interests.
Which is?
As much as you do.
You spent the last couple of years building Homelander up, and now you want to tear him down? Why the fuck should we trust you?
You can't trust me. Honestly, you shouldn't, but you will. Gets his hands on V1 and survives. You must have realized by now Granny out there has no clue how to contact bomb site. But I do.
Oh!
And I can get him here. So.
All right, I'm just shaking off a migraine. But your mind is still an open book, Chad. Yes, the spill was larger than Deepwater Horizon. Much larger. No, Jimmy, we don't know when the
You're the one who literally supported this, so...
No. Jimmy, can you hear me?
We know, Kevin. We know it was you.
Mm-hmm.
Racist stereotypes. It meant so much to see someone who looked like me on TV.
Aw, okay.
I sure as hell don't want it.
He stole the V1 for you.
Oh!
You could be together forever.
To live forever. Maybe torture.
Annie and I talked about it. We'd have to... Neither of us wants to die, but... I don't want to be vampires either.
That's why.
I'm sorry. I hadn't,
Ugh.
Starlight?
Uh-oh.
I was wondering who befouled him. God checked out. Homelander is standing in front of us. He's not asking for blind faith. Our dogma, did you? Oh, Annie, I am sorry.
Does he know?
I really did like you.
Stop! You know what this is? I open it. You think a fish holocaust is funny, bro?
Yeah. Payback's a bitch, bitch.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means it wasn't even that hard. That shit is really poorly built.
Huh?
What? Why?
You killed Adam Bork, so I killed a bunch of porpoises or whatever. Now we're even, Steven.
I killed one.
Oh!
You were never my bro.
Dang it, not again with Black Noir. Come on. How are you gonna explain that to Homelander? And the world, basically. Yeah. Another casualty, guys. Another casualty, though.
Terrific.
Oh my god.
Bubba. Okay. I take it you saw the security footage from the old folks' home? And you probably got the very reasonable impression that I'm somehow working with Butcher and them. But honestly, fuck those guys. Fuck them. I'm on...
That sounds like bomb site.
Right on cue.
He's having a meltdown. It makes total sense.
You said I would get the V1. Oh, did I fail you?
I did everything you asked.
Oh, he's
I gave
okay.
my
I knew
boy
it was
up.
going.
Please. Cunt punts you.
The heck?
Yep.
He just touched him.
I mean, you're a fucking whack job. But, you know, that's talent. So.
Somebody who
Go.
sympathizes him? He actually spared someone? Oh, shit.
No, you'll change your mind. I've watched enough friends get old and die to know. You'll change your...
It is a curse.
No.
Pocket.
Wow. Wow.
They kidnapped you.
I don't want anyone else to get hurt because of me.
Uh-oh. Soldier Boy. Oh, this is a taste of fight rousing.
Ben.
Vault rising.
Throats for 80 years. It's their bone. Let the old dogs fight over it.
You know how long I've wanted to smack...
It's a national fucking treasure.
That's a little meta. Oh my god. Oh. Ooh.
Please.
Ben. His name is Ben.
Don't want to take it.
Then maybe someday I'll find someone who will.
You're always gonna fuck it up with Goldie anyway.
Oh.
You never hold down a girl. It was either a smack needle up your dick or...
Having to stand next to you, especially Clara. Everything they wanted us to be, everything they're working towards, they saw it in you.
Question is, did Citrus Sage predict this? That's the last one. Uh-oh. He's either gonna inject it or he's gonna destroy it. Uh-oh.
I don't understand. He wasn't supposed to. It's impossible.
Uh-oh.
And this is what she would want.
Oh, fuck. Okay, that's a problem. That's a big problem. So that was episode 6 of The Boys Season 5, and I think we really kind of got into a very sticky situation. So yeah, let's honestly talk about this. I have to say, like, I mean, for a while I was kind of getting a little worried about the pacing of the last few episodes, just because it just feels like so that we have so much ground to cover, and yet we only have such few episodes left. But I think this episode really solidified that we are finally kind of getting down to the beginning of the end, especially as we are finally resolving the whole V1 situation. And I think, let's be honest, it's going to be a couple, I guess you can say one of 3 possibilities. 1, Homelander will get it. 2, Annie and Kimiko will get it. 3, nobody gets it. And it seems as though that Homelander got it. So, and that's a very scary situation, just because we know that the moment that he has possession of that, he's immortal. There's no way of combating that. There's no way of stopping him. He would be immortal for the rest of his life, and the virus would do nothing against him. I mean, that's basically the whole point of why they created it. And now Huey and Annie don't even know that this chain of events just happened when they supposed to have planted that thing that's supposed to go off within 24 hours. And so, yeah, the stakes are very high. But I will say this. I think this is a really intriguing episode about whether one wants to become immortal or not. And I think this is quite a conversation that, you know, I feel like it gets brought up quite frequently, especially if like a friend would bring up, be like, oh, what would it be like to be immortal? I think this episode does a really great job of showcasing what can be the consequence of that. Like in a case like Bombside and Goldie, you can see how one with immortality and one without immortality would essentially cause a rift, because in sense, one person who has immortality, you know, would have to live through the rest of their lives looking at people that they've known for a while and then perish. And then there's those like Goldie who realize that there is really no life with immortality, because, you know, it's almost like, as someone said, like as Kimiko said, it's like almost like a walking zombie, and that's not even a lifestyle that you want to live through, right? I mean, I feel like it's a really interesting conversation that's happening throughout. I mean, you already see Kimiko and Annie kind of hint the fact that they don't want that antidote, or that they don't want that immortal serum, just because they know for a fact that at some point Huey and Frenchie are not going to survive for more than few more decades, I guess. But even that being the case, it's just like you don't want to live through life immortal with such a meaningless life at this point. And I think that this is an episode that really hones in on that conversation. I really like how that was really kind of the basis of what this episode is focused on. I mean, you even see Soldier Boy having his own thoughts about immortality, and just seeing why someone like Bombside, who he has completely despised for so many years, do something actually like a favor for him, knowing the fact that, you know, he loves someone. And I guess we're getting a little bit of a sense as well, like with this episode, now that we actually got to see Bombside, and we know that Bombside is going to show up in Vought Rising when the show comes out next year, that he is one of the key members, I guess, of the Seven at the time, or Payback, or something like that. It was like, it wasn't necessarily the Seven, I think it was called Payback. But that being the case, we know that it was him, Liberty, which happened to be Stormfront later on, and then Soldier Boy were in the same team together. And I think it's very clear that you know, the last few episodes and kind of just the arc that we've been seeing so far with Soldier Boy, how, you know, how Stormfront, or in this case Clara, was a key part of his life. And it seems as though that, you know, he has been a Moon Womanizer for so many years, and yet he for some reason happens to have this vulnerability when it came to Lady Liberty, Stormfront, Clara, whatever. She has so many names, which is really interesting, because again, we already kind of know the fact that she showed up in season 2, and then of course she had a romance with Homelander, which again raises a lot of questions about paternity a little bit. But even beyond that, I think the fact that Soldier Boy even has feelings like that is very odd, because we always see him as this, you know, toxic masculine person in these last few episodes, like since season 3. Like, he's always saying some really odd, inappropriate stuff, and yet here he is. Like, we've been seeing a lot more of the vulnerable side of Soldier Boy, which is like, I feel like Jensen Ackles is honestly the best actor to do that, because as I said, someone who has watched Supernatural, I've seen moments like that with Dean Winchester, and he's someone who was very toxic, I guess you could say toxic, or I will say this, he is someone who's very macho man. I wouldn't necessarily say he was very toxic, but he was very macho man, so he was very aware of that. But then there are times, or actually there have been so many times in Supernatural where you can really see how he becomes vulnerable, and it's during those vulnerable moments that we really see kind of the real true side of Dean. And I think that a lot of that performance is being reflected here with Soldier Boy now. Of course, again, they're two completely different characters. You can still see the difference between Dean Winchester and Soldier Boy, and yet I think Jensen Ackles does a really great job of showcasing a little bit more of that subtleties with Soldier Boy, because we're always assuming that Soldier Boy is just, again, that toxic masculine guy who you know, it's all about, you know, you got to be the man, and yet here he is, like, having this really sweet, tender moment with Bombsight, and then, you know, saying that to Homelander, saying, you know, this is what Clara wanted, rather than having this war with his own son. He's now, in a sense, acknowledging the fact that maybe they could be together, who knows, and could be his way of saying that, you know, he could be a part of his life for the rest of eternity. And now, again, we don't know what's going to happen. We only have 2 episodes left, so of course anything could happen in the next 2 episodes, and that's something that we probably would have to keep an eye on moving forward. But I think that, again, this is an episode that not only showcases that the question of immortality that we, again, are seeing a lot of these characters contemplate about, especially with Annie. We even see Annie saying that, oh, these are going to be my last few moments, like, as if she's already accepted the fact that she may not make it. And here's Kimiko kind of opening up to that conversation, and then having Goldie being a key representation of someone who rejected the possibility of immortality just because she doesn't want to be immortal for the rest of her life. Like, she just wants to live through a normal human cycle and then be that. So again, I think this is a really great conversation about that. I would say, honestly, this is honestly one of the great episodes that really hones in on that theme. And of course, even with that being the case, there's still a lot more action. we actually got to see, you know, Bombsight versus Soldier Boy fight. I think we got a taste of what Vought Rising is going to be like. Like, we now get the sense that there is some kind of rivalry between them. So for some of us who are not as familiar with the actual comics, we'll now know that, okay, this is kind of the basis of what Vought Rising is going to be like. Of course, again, they keep mentioning Clara. Looks like at some point maybe there might be a mention of Goldie in the series because of the fact that Bombsight seems to have, you know, seems to really love her. So I don't know if that character was cast. I know there's been a couple of soup characters that they actually did cast for that show, and that show already has finished filming. So, and it's just a matter of the fact that it's going to release sometime next year. But we're getting a little bit more of a taste of what Vought Rising is going to be, which I actually appreciate, because it's like, for a lot of us who's never really read the comics, this gives us an idea of what the show itself is going to be about, and that way, and plus it's a prequel, so that helps a little bit. So yeah, I really like how things have been progressing so far. Again, I was a little bit concerned after last week's episode that I feel like we haven't really been, you know, having this urgency, the fact that we have only such few episodes left, that we need to start wrapping things up, and where we're still on the whole V1 storyline. Like, I think what we knew about it back in episode 3, and then now it's episode 6. Like, when are we going to get straight to the V1 compound when it is actually in plain sight? And here it is. We finally got to that point, and now it's like the stakes are now a lot higher going into the final 2 episodes. From what I'm aware of, critics have watched up to episode 7, so next week, most of the critics may have already seen what episode 7 is going to be about. I think the only one that no one has seen, aside from probably, of course, the creative team members, is the final episode. Now, it was, of course, just announced that they're going to do that. They're actually going to do like an early screening, like a movie theater sort of experience the night before. I'm probably just going to wait until the 3 a.m. drop, unless, who knows, maybe they might drop it a little bit earlier, I hope. Just because I absolutely dislike having to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning just to watch The Boys, and I feel like they shouldn't have done that. I think they should have just stuck it to the 9 a.m. or not 9 a.m. 9 p.m. Slot, like, you know, what Disney Plus has been doing, what I don't know if Hulu does it. I know HBO Max follows with their schedule, but I wish we could have just stuck with something that's a little bit more primetime hours, where, you know, we don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning, especially for me, because I live in the East Coast. So, but even that being the case, I think this is a very key episode that, again, does a really great job of discussing the question of immortality, how we're finally starting to kind of understand the urgency of the fact that we're now getting down to the final episodes, and that we actually got the whole V1 thing situated. Now, of course, we've ended it off with the fact that Homelander got it. Homelander got possession of it, which means that it's basically now near impossible to stop him. Avaris won't do anything against him unless now the question is going to be, will there be side effects? All right, I think there was a mention of the fact that, you know, the V1 compound wasn't exactly the most stable serum. So then it's just a question of how does he react to it. And hopefully maybe we'll see, and I'm sure there's probably gonna be a preview coming on a couple days from now, but I think that's gonna be the biggest concern. Like, I think how are the boys going to handle this now? The fact that someone like him, who's trying to be God, trying to be the next Messiah or whatever, and take control of the world permanently, but that's a very scary situation. Like, that's a very, very scary thing to think about. And it's like, what person would want to be ruled by the same person for the rest of their lives? And so I wonder what's going to happen. Now, we do have this one moment where he is talking to Chet. So Homeland is talking to Chet, and you see how Chet is not afraid of him, and he's kind of like empathizing with him. And I wonder if this is maybe hinting at a possibility of Homelander maybe having a change of heart. I don't know if that's maybe indicating something. I have that's a huge long shot, because I mean, this is Homelander, by the way. I mean, this is a guy who is a complete narcissist. But then again, I think the fact that he actually spared Chet is kind of like the most shocking part, because he didn't spare Firecracker, but yet he spared Chet. And now, of course, what does this mean? Like, is this implying, or is this foreshadowing something? Who knows? Maybe I'm reading too much into that. But aside from that, of course, we did have a casualty. Black Noir, the new Black Noir, is gone. But I also wonder what this would mean for the Deep, because he's now practically responsible for what's happened with Alaska. He's the one who advocated for it, and now so many fishes have died, and they all know that he's responsible for it. So again, will we see more of the switcheroos? I mean, Sister Sage already switched alliances. I mean, she made that perfectly clear. Although the switch sides is more so on a benefit for herself than, helping, whether somebody is actually trying to save the world or not. I mean, we know what her plans are, which is to see the world itself be destroyed. But now, the one time that, we were hoping she would be right, it turned out to be wrong. So now, what does this mean for her? Is she going to do something? I mean, we know for a fact that Homelander is probably going to be on her ass now, because she basically betrayed him a couple times now throughout this episode. So she's kind of in a lot of trouble. And now it's just a matter of seeing what's going to happen next. I mean, we only have 2 episodes after this. I mean, this was episode 6. We only have 7 next week, 8 the week after. And that's it. That's the end of the show. Forever. There aren't any more episodes, although again, we're gonna have a couple of spin-offs like Bot Rising. I know we're waiting on The Boys Mexico. That's been going on for some time now, but yeah, I think we are truly getting to the beginning and the end. I'm finally kind of satisfied that we're back on track. I think I will say we are definitely back on track, and I think this episode does a really beautiful job of showcasing like what the stakes are with V1, and we see how people are responding to it. So that's all I have to say about tonight's episode. I think, again, we're finally kind of getting to the right direction, and now it just makes me curious how things are going to end now that Homelander got the V1. He won this one battle, but is he going to win the war? Is going to be the big question. I want your thoughts having seen this tonight's episode. What do you think? The fact that it is very focused on the whole concept of immortality. I mean, is that implying something moving forward? Do we see this something become consequential for Homelander? We've seen Annie and Kimiko having their own conversations about this and realizing that it is something that it may not be truly the greatest thing to have, and yet how is Homelander going to react to that? What more can we see about this moving forward, especially since we've been seeing a little bit more of Soldier Boy side, Bomb Sight side. The fact that Homelander is now probably going to be immune to the soup virus. Is there anything left for the boys to stop him? I mean, it seems as though that he's now has complete dominance unless something happens. I mean, at this point, it's a matter of Homelander controlling his own destiny, and then of course, who else is going to make it? Who else is not going to make it? We're slowly seeing each person being knocked out from the charts. Last week was Firecracker. This week is Black Noir. Who's next? I mean, who's gonna make it to the end? At this point, there's only 2 episodes left. But yeah, I don't know your thoughts having seen it. Any other predictions you may have, since things are transpiring. Let me know in your comments down below, and make sure to like and subscribe.